Chase refreshed the Sapphire Preferred. They added gas, EV charging, and vacation rentals, then gutted Hyatt transfers. Net result, 12% more UR points, 16% fewer Hyatt points. The trifecta is no longer the default answer for families. But if Chase isn't the move, what is? Every month you're in the wrong ecosystem, you're either not earning enough points, or worse, earning points you can't use. For our family of 5, $75,000 in annual spend, that gap is one round-trip flight. Your family can't afford that, neither can mine. Do you really want to choose which kid isn't coming on the next trip? Two $95 ecosystems stepped into the gap, Citi and Capital One. Same price, nearly identical numbers, yet only one of them is built for your family. The other just looks like it is. We ran the math, it's not a tie. So let's meet the contenders and run the real math. In our rundown of the Chase Trifecta updates, the ecosystems for Citi and Capital One earn points faster than Chase and Wells Fargo and were a fraction of the price of American Express. So we're comparing them side by side. But a complete ecosystem isn't just about the cards. We need to look at earning velocities, transfer partners, and two-player optimization. We need a full system that works for families. The Capital One Duo requires 2 cards. Your anchor is the $95 Capital One Venture card, and it's your catch-all card earning a flat 2x miles on every single purchase. And then you have your booster, the no annual fee Capital One Savor. This is the heavy lifter, pulling in 3x on dining, entertainment, streaming, and crucially, groceries. The Citi Duo is now down to 2 cards also. Citi's anchor is the no annual fee Citi Double Cash card, which earns 2x on everything. 1x when you make the purchase and 1x when you pay it off. Then this will sweep up all your uncategorized household bills. Citi's booster is the $95 Citi Strata Premier, which nets you 3x points on gas, EV charging, groceries, dining, and travel. Citi had a third card, the Custom Cash, a 5x supercharger, but it's been closed to new applicants since May. If you have it, keep it. If you don't, this is a 2-card system. Both Citi and Capital One have several categories where they earn the same: groceries, dining, and streaming at 3x, and they have a base rate of 2x. So $1,500 in groceries, $300 for dining, $100 for streaming, the catch-all, $3,600. Combined, both earn a total of 12,900 points. Entertainment is $200 a month. That's 400 ThankYou points for 600 miles. Negligible. Then there's gas. Now Citi comes through with 3x while Capital One gives you 2x. Between Nicole and me, we spend $500 a month filling up our tanks. That's 1,500 ThankYou points versus 1,000 miles. Direct hotel and airline purchases earn 3x with Citi, but only 2x with Capital One. The thing is though, we don't spend money on hotel stays and flights, we use our points. Averaged across 12 months, we only spend $16.50 on hotels and $9 on flights per month. That's for 26 hotel nights and 10 round-trip flights. Technically, Citi wins this one, but we're talking 90 points for 60 points a month. Nothing deal-breaking, because the real winner in this category, our vacation budget. That's 26 hotel nights and 10 round-trip flights for $310 total this year. There is one more area where the cards earn differently. They're travel portals. Both Citi and Capital One would love it if you booked your hotels, flights, and car rentals through them. So much so, the Capital One lets you earn 5x on those purchases, and Citi lets you earn 10x. Those are the highest earning categories on either card, and we never use them. The only time we use a travel portal is to redeem a travel credit. We maximize our redemptions with transfer partners, and we're going to get into that. But when we add it all up, we could earn 14,890 ThankYou points a month, or 14,560 Capital One miles. Annually, that comes in at 178,680 for Citi and 174,720 for Capital One. See, it looks like a tie, until you try to use those points. Both Citi and Capital One have 19 transfer partners, sharing some industry-heavy hitters like Flying Blue, Virgin, Turkish Airlines, and Chris Flyer, so it looks like another tie. It's not. Let's run the math on a few specific partners. 30,000 Capital One miles transfer to Choice at 1-to-1. You get 30,000 Choice points. 30,000 Citi ThankYou points, 45,000 Choice points. Same points, 50% more nights. That's not a rounding error, that's a long weekend versus a week. Citi transfer to Choice at 1 to 1.5, and that extra 50% matters. JetBlue. Citi is 1-to-1. 30,000 ThankYou points, 30,000 JetBlue miles. Simple. Capital One, 5-to-3. To get those same 30,000 JetBlue miles, you need 50,000 Capital One miles. You're spending 67% more points for the exact same seat on the exact same plane. Citi has direct access to American Airlines, key for my family flying out of Miami all the time. Capital One has workarounds for domestic flights, Aeroplan for United flights, or British Airways for American. They're useful, but they're not direct transfers to a major U.S. legacy airline. So let me ask you again, which kid are you leaving behind? Quick pause. If this math is saving you from an expensive mistake, hit that subscribe button. Together, we'll keep figuring out how to take our families farther for less. Traveling on points isn't free, it's subsidized. If you play the game well, it's heavily subsidized. You're still going to get hit with bag fees, resort fees, and parking fees. Most videos skip this part. No one wants to get hit with $500 in airline incidental fees on their free vacation. Neither ecosystem hands you a free pass on fees. Bags, seats, incidentals, you're paying those in cash. That math doesn't change. But here's how families actually solve it. The sign-up bonus. 60,000 ThankYou points or 75,000 Capital One miles earned in 90 days generates enough redemption value to cover a year's worth of bag fees and flights or hotel nights you're no longer paying cash for. The fees don't disappear. Your household budget absorbs them because the points freed up thousands of dollars somewhere else. That's the real lever. But for a family of 5, there's a catch attached to it. The amateur mistake is having both spouses apply for the exact same card at the exact same time. If you split your normal household expenses across 2 separate cards simultaneously, you risk missing the minimum spend requirements on both. You lose the bonuses, you get 0 points, and your family is left watching airplanes take off from the terminal. You have to stagger your applications. Here's how we do it. I apply first. We hit the minimum spend, we earn the bonus, then it's Nicole's turn. Sometimes we apply for the same card, sometimes we split, 1 card each, to maximize category coverage. Either way, we never apply at the same time. We don't have to split our spending, we don't miss a minimum spending requirement, we earn twice as many welcome offers. Done right, it also protects your credit. Fewer inquiries, higher available credit, better scores over time. That's the 2-player system working the way it's supposed to. But even if you time everything perfectly, this is where Capital One fights its way back into the discussion. It comes down to point pooling. With Capital One, it's effortless. I apply for the venture card, earn the bonus, and then Nicole does the same. With a few taps, we can instantly combine our miles into one single account. We have access to all our miles, all at once, all in one place. But try that with Citi, and the system grinds to a halt. Citi eliminated point sharing between card members. You cannot pool your ThankYou points with your spouse. They're trapped in separate buckets. What does that look like for your family? It means you have to book your family travel completely independently. A round-trip ticket for our vacation might cost 25,000 points. For a family of 5, we will need 125,000 points total. After hitting our sign-up bonuses, we easily have the points, except they are split down the middle. I have 64,000, Nicole has 64,000. Combined, we have more than enough. But because we can't pool them, I can only book 2 seats from my account, Nicole can only book 2 seats from hers. That leaves us with 4 tickets booked and a 100-pound, 4'10" problem. We each have 14,000 points left over. We can't combine them to buy the 5th ticket, we can't transfer them, and we can't get them back. Which means once again, we're stuck deciding which kid gets left behind. Is this a total deal breaker? Not necessarily. There's a workaround. Book one-way tickets. I use my 64,000 points to book all 5 of us outbound. Nicole uses her 64,000 points to book all 5 of us inbound. It works, but it requires extra coordination, separate searches, and a logistical headache that Capital One completely protects you from. Citi wins the earning math. Citi wins the redemption math. But Capital One wins the one thing that matters when you're sitting at the airport with 5 people and points in 2 separate accounts that can't be combined. If you and your partner book separately, you book your flights, they book theirs, Citi's redemption advantage wins every time. 50% more choice nights, direct American Airlines access, no workaround math. If you pool everything into one booking, one redemption, 5 seats, one account, Capital One's pooling turns that operational advantage into a math advantage. The miles might yield less value per transfer, but they're accessible. The locked Citi points you can't combine are worth exactly 0 on departure day. So here's the call. If your household runs a true 2-player system, staggered applications, separate redemptions, both players booking independently, Citi is the better ecosystem. Better earning, better redemption rates, direct access to American out of Miami. If your household runs one account and one booking, one person manages all the travel, all the points flow to one redemption, Capital One's pooling makes it the more functional system for your family. Same $95, not the same answer. The math depends on how your family actually operates. We run a full 2-player system, staggered applications, separate redemptions, and we're fine booking in one-way segments. So that means Citi is the winner for our family. If you've been watching this series, you know that Built Palladium is also in our wallet. What you might not know is there's exactly one card that survived our family's math test next to it. That video is right here. As always, thank you for running the numbers with us, and until next time, safe travels.